watching Thread Life with Belle. Her live show is starting soon. Quilting, teaching, sewing, making lovely things. Come on and join us. It's almost time for Thread Life with Belle. Yeah, I said the live show is starting soon, so keep your YouTubes tuned to Thread Life with Belle, with Belle, with Belle. On YouTube starting very soon, so stay tuned, Belle is getting ready for you. Quilting, teaching, sewing, making lovely things. Come on and join us. It's almost time for Thread Life with Belle. Yeah, I said the live show is starting soon, so keep your YouTubes tuned to Thread Life with Belle. Thread Life, Thread Life, Thread Life, Thread Life, Thread Life. Thread Life with Belle, starting soon.
Happy Tuesday, quilty friends. Welcome to Thread Life with Belle. I'm happy to be with you here on actually my first Tuesday. Lots of times I usually do these on Monday and Friday and Saturday. And this week I thought I would try an 11 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. So here we are. Welcome to Thread Life with Belle. Hello, Megan. Megan, welcome. Megan is a Thread Master member, and I see you are able to use the fun emojis now. So for those of you that are joining for the first time, you can become a Thread Life with Belle Threadmaster member, and that is where you pay like $4.99 a month, and you get like extra special things. You get a little star behind your name that shows how many months you've been with us, and we actually have 2 people that have 1 month anniversaries today. I'm going to do a shout out for them, and then 2 more that in about 3 days they'll have a 1 month anniversary. So we'll do the shout out to the Thread Masters. But if you're wondering, like, what is that? Well, not only do you get the little symbol behind your name and you can use emojis, but you'll have access to special lives with me only. That other regular just general subscribers won't have. And there will be also giveaways at times just for you all. You'll get to see my fabric collections as they come out before anyone else does. And there'll just be some special classes that we'll have. And we actually have the very first one coming up for my Thread Masters. We have 9 of you right now that are monthly members, Thread Master members. And that is going to be a free pattern. It's one of my patterns that's normally a paid pattern, and we are going to make quilt journal covers for little journal notebooks. And so that is specifically and only for Threadmaster members. And I'll show you some of these close up later at the end of my unboxing today, but I've got some examples. You can look at the thumbnail I posted. It's already scheduled, so you can hit the little bell if you are a Threadmaster member, and it will remind you, but that will be at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time on Saturday. You'll get the pattern, and also I will make one with you and we can do it together. You can watch the recording and make it later. They are so much fun to use your orphan blocks or your scraps that you may have. You can use charm squares. So that will be something free for you guys. And then for 5 of you Threadmasters that have emailed me your mailing address, your stickers, your Thread Life with Belle sewing machine tattoo stickers went out today. So be looking in the mail for those from me. I've mailed those to you. Now I have 3 people that are Threadmasters, or actually I guess now 4 because someone just joined 3 days ago, that have not emailed me their mailing address. And so what I need you to do is email me bell@seamsewme.com, your mailing address. If you want a Thread Life with Bell, it looks like this. This is the sticker, exactly like my t-shirt. So on my website, I have Thread Life with Bell merch. There's like coffee mugs and t-shirts and fun things like that. And so I'm gonna mail you a free sticker for your sewing machine. So you can put that on there when you first join. So Quilt Husband has dropped the link in the chat for you on what that's all about. So I wanted to mention that. What are we here for today? We are here for an unboxing of my Aurifil Artisan thread box that came in yesterday. I have not opened it. I have not looked at anything inside. I thought we could do it together to show you their thread and what's going to be happening with that. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, before we get into all of that, I want to do a 1-month anniversary shout out to my 2 thread masters that have been here the longest and were the first to join. So we are going now on the beginning of month 3 of me doing live. So I've had this channel for about a little over 3 years, but they've always been recorded tutorials that I post. And lives are just a fun way to be able to build community and for us to be together. So many of us are alone in our studios all day, every day, or every other day, and it's fun. I love people. I am extroverted by nature, and so this is a great way for us to be able to be together this way. And I'm in here doing stuff anyway, so why not bring you in here and let's do it together and share some things with you that may be inspirational for you to try as well. So anyway, we've got 2 people with a 1-month anniversary. So the 1-monthers, when you're a member for a month, your circle is blue, okay? And then I think it changes color. Let me see what the color changes to. It will actually, so it's a dark blue up to 1 month. And then at your 1-month anniversary, it turns to teal, okay? So the colors will change as we go on with time. And you get to use emojis, which is really fun. Actually, you get to use emojis when you are a thread sprout, which is the I think it's the $2.99 a month. Member level. So anyway, that's always fun when we're in chat together. So the 1-month anniversary is Barbara Rosler and Susan Anderton. So Barbara Rosler, Susan Anderton, congratulations. You are now going into your beginning part of starting month 2. So I am so glad you're here as a Thread Life with Bell Threadmaster member. It means a lot to support my channel, so I want to say thank you. And the 5 of you that sent me your email addresses, check your mail. I would say I mailed those out today. So those should be to you, I would say, by next week, by snail mail, okay? All right, what else am I going to show you today? So we're going to do the unboxing. I'm going to show you a little bit about the journal covers at the very tail end, but I want to show you some really special fabrics a lot of people may not know about with Benartex, and they are a sateen. It's a cotton sateen. It's almost like silk, but it's cotton. And I want to talk with you a little bit about those and show you some that I have. I'm actually going to be working with them for the first time this month, and I'll show that to you as well. So that's what we have, and also a free pattern that Aurifil has. So I want to show that to you too. You can download those. We will get on the Aurifil website together and kind of go through the threads that they have and a lot of the things you can use them for. I actually, as an Aurifil artisan, let me tell you a little bit about that in this unboxing. So they have hundreds of people that apply to be artisans, and I was encouraged to apply, and I did. And I've toured there's 2 main offices, basically. One is in Italy, so this thread is based out of Italy. It's very well made, manufactured over there. And then there's a Chicago branch office here, and I toured the Chicago warehouse 2 years ago when I went to H&H Americas in Chicago. Bradley is kind of the marketing director you'll see at a lot of the events and stuff, and he gave myself and Maud the retro quilter, we were both there, he gave us a tour, and it was fascinating to see like where your thread comes from and the whole process. And I think I had the best espresso of my life there. They have this little espresso machine in the office, and I loved it so much I ended up buying one for my studio. So shout out to Bradley. He has this beautiful accent. He's just a wonderful, lovely, lovely person. And I always enjoy seeing him at all the shows. So With being an Aurifil Artisan, there were 40 of us that were selected, and for a whole year, you basically get to work with their threads, and they do a lot of cross promotion, but we do a lot of creativity. So I get to experiment and kind of show you how that's going. And my plans for it are really two big things, I would say, is I'm getting a long arm that's going to be coming in the next couple of months. And it will be a long arm that is equipped with Butler Robotics, which makes a standard long arm that is manual computerized to do edge-to-edge quilting. And so even some custom quilting within boxes, you know, the blocks on your quilt. So they will be coming down and setting that up and training me, and I will be using some of their long arm thread, and that's really exciting to be able to do that. And then also, as you all know, I have a Baby Lock Sashiko, and that machine replicates a hand stitch. It does one stitch and it replicates the hand stitch, and you'll hear me talk about that a lot. You'll actually see it on one of the journal covers that I use. So I'll be doing a lot with their 28 weight thread, which is basically kind of like 30 weight with other thread companies, but it has to do with how many threads are wrapped around one another. So anyway, I'm going to be in learning mode to really learn about a lot of the threads, and I have a feeling they've sent me a little bit of everything in here, so we're going to get to see it together as we unbox this and see what's in here. That is an Aurifil Artisan. Basically, they really kind of share a lot of our creativity, and we get to try a lot of their threads. Now, in full disclosure, I do piece sometimes with Aurifil Thread. I've used Aurifil Thread. It's the 50 weight is what I started with when I first started quilting. And I have in the past used Wonderfil. When I need to use polyester, I've used Wonderfil. And so this will be a bit of learning for me, and really getting to use a lot of their threads that I've not tried before other than the 50 weight. The 50 weight is the only thread I've used of theirs. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to really kind of learn more and then share with you all kind of what I learned, and you may want to give some of those things a try too. There is a link in the description box. If you want to, you can actually buy Aurifil Thread directly from Aurifil if you want. So there's a link in the description box for you to be able to do that. If you see something today you want to try or whatever, I put that there for you. All right, I think that is all. Hey, Megan. We're glad you're here. Megan's a Threadmaster member. You've always wanted to learn how to make a journal cover. Well, we're going to do that on Saturday. And for those of you that are Threadmaster members of the channel and you can't be here live, those are always stored as recordings. So you can always just watch as we do it, as I do it, and then go back and watch the recording and make your own. They make really great gifts. I have, I think I have 5 that I actually use personally for different things. So yeah, that'll be super fun. So Megan, I'm glad you're excited about that. All right, well, so here we go. Let's do the unboxing. This came, it's all taped up. The only thing I did was pull off the shipping label so that people like don't know where I live exactly. My husband always has to remind me, don't forget to take off addresses off of things. We're gonna unbox this together, kind of go through it. We'll also get on the website too and look at all of that. So let me switch views here. Make sure we don't have any other questions. I'm curious to know, for those of you, hey Judy, good morning, from Virginia. Well, welcome for the first time. I'm glad you found me. Welcome to Thread Life with Belle. And Annette from Kissimmee, Florida. Annette, I know you've been here before, so welcome back. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're new, Judy, if you haven't, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, so you can click the subscribe button, and then you also can click the little bell to get notified whenever I have little lives that are coming out or videos or what have you. It'll let you know, so you can put that on your schedule. All right. Okay, friends. Well, let me know. So I'd love to know what kind of thread you use. Do you use Aurifil Thread? And what weight do you use, and for what reasons do you use it? Drop that there in the chat for me and let me know. I'd be curious to know. And let's do this together, right? Okay, let's do this together. So here we go. These are not my sewing scissors. It's so funny. The quilt police have come out before on social media to be like, Are those your fabric scissors? You should not be using those. No, they're not. These are not. These are just Fiskars that I use to cut paper or things like this. So no fear out there, y'all. These are not my fabric scissors. So let's cut into this together and see what is in the box. Good morning. Hey, Janice. You're watching for the first time from North Carolina. You use Aurifil 50 weight for quilting. Okay, well, that is what I've used it for as well. That's the only size that I've used. So I'm excited to try a lot of the stuff they put in here. So each of us, all 40 of us, boxes started arriving the end of last week through this week. And there are people from all over the world that were selected. So some of them, their thread comes directly from the warehouse in Italy. And for those of us in the States, they come directly from the warehouse in Chicago. And they put this cute little label on here. It says, let me zoom in just a little bit. It says, Belle Bruner, welcome to the 2025 Aurifil Artisan team. All right, here we go. We'll move this over a little bit. Come up just a little so you guys can get a good enough view here. Not of my belly. Okay, here we go. All right. Quilt Husband did drop the link in there for you guys if you end up wanting to get stuff from them directly. Okay, let's see what's in here. I have to tell you, Aurifil is very welcoming and organized. So as an Aurifil artisan, they have like a resource page for us, especially when you're new, to kind of learn about the threads and what their little tips and tricks with them and what they're used for and all of that. So, okay, it looks like a letter. Welcome to the family, it says. We're thrilled to have you on board and can't wait to see amazing projects you create. In your welcome pack, here's what we're going to find. Assortment of thread weights, a swatch book. Oh, I'm excited about that. A large storage case. Now, I store my thread on a huge pegboard back behind me. You guys may have seen that when I do like a different view. So we'll see if I'm going to keep it all in there, what they've got, or my new one. And then a new small storage case with a few other surprises. So this is the initial introduction to the wonderful world of Aurifil, it says. All right. It looks like they've also got, like, you can do subscriptions to box launches. So on the link that Quilt Husband dropped in the chat, you can buy, like, it sounds like subscriptions for box launches that come out. So the first one is Thread Labs 1.1. It's our first subscription box. They launched back in 2023. Very nice. Okay. All right, let's see what all is in here. Okay. Oh, this is my friend Sharon Holland. So Aurifil will often, with those of us that are also fabric designers, now I'm new, so my first collection doesn't come out until Quilt Market this fall. Oftentimes Aurifil will work with designers and they will put together a small little curated collection, and it looks like that's what they did for Sharon. So this is 100 weight cotton. This is 5 weight, or there are 5 spools. It says 5 spools of 40 weight and 5 of 12 weight. Now, I love 12 weight thread. I actually have used it in my Juki semi-industrial 12 weight thread, just different brands. And it really gives a thicker look, like a thicker stitch look, which is really nice. If you want to have that in your machine rather than to hand quilt it. Okay, let's see what we've got here. I'm going to move the box out of the way and pull one thing out at a time so we don't get kind of like confused with everything. So we'll move that over there. All right, so here's the first thing. Oh, those are lovely colors. Sharon and I have similar colors that we enjoy for sure. Okay, we've got some really pretty greens. This is a really pretty, now if y'all know me or you've been following me, I don't love the color purple unless it is a muddy plum. and then I do. So this is a muddy plum. Isn't that pretty? Then we've got a couple of yellows. We've got a couple of blues. This is actually a very light lavender. Some pinks. So this goes with, I guess, her new collection called Midsummer. Very nice. So I'll have to, okay, they're color coordinated. So what that is telling me is the red is the 12 weight. And this will work in your sewing machine. Granted, I've not used Aurifil brand. I'm excited to try this out. In my semi-industrial Juki, it's a TL. So many quilters will have the Juki TL that it only does a straight stitch. It is like a workhorse machine. Like, I'm a big fan of Juki. I have two. And if you put 50 weight in the bottom, and then this is the 12 weight, and you go kind of slow, you don't, speed stitch, it makes really, really beautiful stitches. So I encourage you, to give that a try. I can tell you that it works, at least in my machine. And I know I have some other friends that have used it in their Bernina. I don't have a Bernina or use one, but definitely it works. I've tried it before. And then it looks like the other size is 40 weight. Now I use 30 and 40 weight in my Baby Lock Sashiko. That machine loves that weight. And with Aurifil, theirs is called 28 weight. That's comparable to the 30 weight that other brands have. And so that'll be really nice to try these out in my Sashiko machine. It replicates a hand stitch. So that is what we've got in the first one. So here we go, education. The green is 40 weight. And here's what it says it's ideal for. It's ideal for quilting, binding, fiber arts, machine embroidery, and garment sewing. And then the 12 weight, it says it's ideal for embroidery and cross stitch, chunky binding, so that's where you do a lot of the hand stitch binding, but I've also used it in the machine to, I stitch my binding to the back and then fold it over and stitch it to the front so you can actually see it, and it's good for chunky binding that way. And then quilting and decorative stitching. Yes, so Janice, the 12 weight would be good for hand quilting if you want a big stitch look. So I can tell you right now, I am hand quilting in a hoop, actually using pearl cotton. I'm using pearl cotton, and I believe it's actually, let me grab it. I don't remember if it's 8 weight. Let me see here. This brand is DMC. It's what I was already using before I became an artisan, so I've not tried theirs, but this is, let me see here if it says, this is 8 weight, and I'm using this for quilting, like big stitch, so absolutely you could do 12 weight with it for hand quilting. You'll just want to use a larger needle. I use the Sashiko needles. They have a larger eye to them to be able to thread them. And this is 8 weight. So 8 weight is actually thicker. So if you don't know about thread, the smaller the number, the thicker, the smaller the number, the thicker the thread. The higher the number, the thinner the thread. That took me forever because I have a little bit of this weird thing that happens in my brain where I reverse things all the time. You'll hear me do that with words and things at times. But I finally got it down. The smaller the number, the thicker the thread. The higher the number, the thinner the thread. So I do know they have, I hope some of this is in here to try because this brand is DMC and I have a ton of it, but I am hand quilting. So Janice, yes, 12 weight, yes, you absolutely can do that. Yvonne, how much are the boxes? Oh, so this was just special. Yvonne, this was a welcome box just for Aurifil Artisans, and I was selected to be one for the next year. So this is like our welcome bag, but they do have subscription boxes, and we're gonna get on their website together on here, and I'm gonna kind of show you where all that stuff is. Quilt Husband dropped the link if you wanna shop. You can, and get some of those things. All right, hey there, Prepped for Eternity Homestead, Jennifer, I think that's right. Welcome, I'm glad you're here. Megan, you use 50 weight for piecing too? Yeah, okay. Welcome, Yvonne, is this your first time? If it is, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Welcome to Thread Life with Belle. I love having new people here. Okay, so this is the first thing that was in the box. So I'm gonna put these back in here. If y'all know me, I like to stay organized, and actually my studio is a little bit of a mess. I'm in the middle of my fabric collection stuff, and I'm working on the second collection, and things are just a disaster in here right now, and it's kind of driving me a little bit nuts. So we'll put all this back in here. I actually am going to do this unboxing again on Instagram for my friends over there. But in full disclosure, I'll have to tell them I already know what's in the box. Okay, let's see what else is in here. Okay, this is the small box. I think that they mentioned this is the small storage box. And they said this one is new. So I think there's a larger one in there. So this is the small one that they haven't. On their website, you can buy these things. So we'll go there and check all that out. So what's in here? Oh, we've got a needle minder. Oh, how cute. So it's a spool of thread. It's a spool of thread needle minder. Isn't that cute? And I do English paper piecing. So that is another thing I will look forward to trying theirs with too, is my English paper piecing. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different stuff in here. We've got, what is this? It doesn't tell me. I'm gonna have to look at like a chart. So some of these are wooden. These look really, really thick. This might be 8 weight. I'm gonna have to look at, they probably gave me a chart to be able to tell what everything is. So these are on wooden spools. This is a white wooden. So I have a feeling this may be, those all look pretty thick, except that one doesn't. We'll see. We'll see what it is. We've got some purple. We've got pink, blue. Okay, we'll have to look at the legend and just kind of see, because it doesn't say what all's in there. But this is to be able to store. This can be handy, I think, if you're doing English paper piecing. I know I have a little zip pouch. I'm out of my beginner English paper piecing kits on my website. I've actually got to put some more together. But this could be helpful to put your thread in and store all of that for sure. So you can get a bunch of these to store your thread if you want. All right, so that is what is in there. Let's see what's next. Here we go. Okay, here's all the helpful educational stuff here. So there's a little book. So it's a thread tracking journal. And I think you can probably get that too. I'll have Quilt Husband look. He's dropping the links for you guys on the things that I'm showing you that are on their website if you want to like dig deeper. Thanks, Yvonne, or Quilt Husband. Yeah, so Yvonne, he dropped it. The box, subscription box, it looks like it's $59. That's how much that is. Okay, so this is handy. This will be great for me as I try out the different threads. So it's got all the colors. It tells me red plum, for example, here, red plum. There's a floss, a 12 weight, a 28 weight, a 40 weight, and a 50 weight, and it's all color coordinated. So, it'll be, I think that's what it is, because remember the green? I think this was the 40 weight. Yep, okay. So what you do is when you look at the color on the spools, it coordinates to tell you things that are on green spools are 40 weight. Things that are on the red spools are 12 weight, like this one here. So that is really helpful. So what we had in here, this is floss then. Let's see, is it floss that's on the white? These are on white. And then this is 80 weight here, it looks like. Yeah, so it looks like it's color coordinated, so that can be really helpful. I like to be organized, and so that's gonna be perfect. So not every color you see in this journal is gonna have all the exact same weights, but it looks like a lot of them are very, very similar, very similar. That's very handy. So I'll be able to, actually I could do little check boxes and say, okay, I've tried this. That's handy, very handy. Okay, that's in there. Okay, this is a thread reference card. So we've got a thread reference card in here. So this is for visual learners. So I'm a trainer and a consultant in my other work that I do. And it's really important to know how people learn. There's different learning styles. And for me, I am very much a hands-on and a visual learner more than like reading directions. That's hard for me. I need other things beside the directions. So that's what they did. They actually created a wheel here, And like it starts out with the cotton 80 weight, and it's in a, like the natural wooden spool here is what it looks like. So I think that's what this is. And this looks like 80 weight to me because I use 80 weight poly. So this is 80 weight 2-ply. This is 2-ply. There are 88 colors of the cotton 80 weight. All right. And then we've got the 50 weight, which there is some in here I can see. And that is what I've used the most with piecing in the past is 50 weight. Those are orange. And if you don't know this, many people learn it later in life and they feel embarrassed. There's a cap that comes off of these and it helps you store your loose thread. So I'll show you guys that later if you did not know. Then there's, okay, that has 270 colors. So 270 colors, and that is actually all of these here. 270 in the orange. Oh good, they put in my favorite, Dove Gray. Dove Gray goes with everything. This color goes with everything. So, yeah, and then I think this is the monofilament. Yep, this is the monofilament here. Okay, so there's 2 colors in the monofilament, and that's nylon. It's 100% nylon. Then we've got 40 weight, and that is green. 40 weight is green. So we've got green here. So this is 40 weight. I really like the color coordination, y'all. That makes it so much easier. There's 270 colors of the 40 weight. So the 50 weight thread and the 40 weight thread, 270 colors, which is really nice. And so 40 weight is slightly thicker. I use that in my Sashiko machine, and 30 weight. Okay, then they've got cotton 28 weight, and there's 270 colors of that one as well, and that is in the gray. Now this is what I'm gonna be trying over in my Baby Like Sashiko Lake probably this week. So they gave me 2 colors here. Yay! These are close to my branding colors. Well, actually this teal is for sure. I use more of a kind of a gold color that's more of a muddy gold. So I'm gonna try these out for sure. I'll probably do a live with my Baby Like Sashiko, trying out these 28 weights. And so that will be really, really good. And that one comes in 270 colors. Okay, then we've got, it's called 43. And that is serger thread. And it's also for long arming. It's 3-ply, and there's 74 colors. Let's see. Yep, there's one in here. Oh, and they gave me gray, which is good because this Dove Gray, right, Janice? It goes with everything. Dove Gray like works with everything. So it's like a favorite. So these are yellow. These are in the cones. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me switch it. I got my serger out. Now I bought this serger, used on Facebook for $500, and she'd only used it twice. Like it had all the new stuff, the manual and everything in here. And this is like thread that came with it. And there's not even a tag in it to know exactly like what brand or whatever, you know, make it is and size. I'm pretty sure it's 40 weight. So these cones also will be good for serger thread. My friend, the Retro Quilter Mod, she has a serger. She's an Aurifil Artisan. I think this is her 3rd year. And she said that this is really good. This is cotton, so you use it on cotton fabrics when you're serging. So anyway, I've got that out, and I'm just gonna leave it there because since it's not been out, I tend to not use it. And the reason I bought it was to serge the edge of my quilts before I do the binding. But I'm dabbling a little bit and trying to be able to learn to sew a few garments since my fabric collection is going to be out. I want to like be able to wear it. So anyway, long story short, a little bit of backstory. This is it's called 40, and you spell it out 43, and it's 3-ply, and it comes in 74 colors. So serger thread, long arm thread. Okay, what else do we have? We've got cotton 12 weight. And cotton 12 weight, that is here, it's red. So this is the red spool. And it also comes in the larger size. So you've got the smaller size and the larger size. So I'll try this to do binding. These aren't really my colors, but they're samples, you know, to try. So yeah, that looks like that's what that is. And it tells you on here, 12 weight. So you've got 2 sizes of that. And this comes in all, the 12 weight, these come in 270 colors as well, is what they've got for that. Okay. Then we've got 12 weight wool. 12 weight wool. I don't know. I don't see any of the wool. I actually have never used wool thread at all. I don't do any kind of wool felting or use any kind of wool. So we'll see about that one. That's actually 50% wool, 50% acrylic, it says. And there, excuse me, are 45 colors of that one. And then there is the cotton 8 weight 2-ply. Okay, that's what these are. These are on white wooden spools, and they come in the smaller one. It's 45 colors, and it is 100% cotton. So this is the thickest. The 8 is the thickest. So if you see the wheel like this, you just go from the largest number, which is the thinnest. So 80 weight is their thinnest thread, and then you just work your way all the way to the 8 weight. Yeah. Okay. And then, oh, they give you a little cheat sheet here too to show on the top of the label, if you're wondering about how this works. It tells you the meters per spool, grams per spool, the weight, and the color number, the dye lot. So that's what all of that means there for that. So super handy. And then it looks like you've got, it tells you what needle. Okay, here we go. This tells you what needle to use. Do all of those threads come in subscription box? So no, Yvonne, so this box here is special for Aurifil Artisans. So this is not the subscription box on their website. This has a sample of everything of theirs, just in various colors that aren't necessarily colors that, like, I didn't pick the colors for us to use. You can look on there. Quilt Husband stepped out. We'll go on the website together to see what all's in some of the subscription box they have, but this is not a subscription box. This is the welcome box for those of us that are Aurifil Artisans. And all of this is kind of new to me. I have not opened this box before until I'm doing it with you all. Okay, this tells you what needles to use. So this will be handy. I'm just gonna leave this back there by my sewing machine so I have it handy. But it tells you what needles, also the needle for hand quilting. It tells you what needle and size to get for hand quilting you do with any of this. And then also what size bobbin thread you should use with all of this. And it gives you 2 options, 50 weight or 40 weight. So the 50 weight bobbin you would use with your 80 weight on the top, your 50 weight on the top, your monofilament, your 40 weight, and 28 weight. Then you use 40 weight in the bobbin for your cotton 43, which is long arm or serger thread, cotton 12 weight, wool, and then when you get down to, the 8 weight and the cotton floss, you don't put in your machine because the cotton 8 weight is pretty thick. So that's going to be hand embroidery, cross stitch, hand quilting, and sashiko for all of that. Very nice. So that's what is in here for that. And what is this? It looks like a little bit of history. Oh, this is the history. Oh, this is what's in the Thread Lab box. So the subscription there for the one, Yvonne, on the website, this is called Thread Labs. This is 1.1 and it comes out July. This first came out in July of 2023. And what's in the box? Well, here's what's in the subscription box. The Aurifilosophy Thread Exemplar, a swatch book, which I think there's one in here, I'll show you. A storage case, a thread reference card, so you're gonna get this also in that. Digital content. There's a portal where you can scan to go in, it looks like, and have sessions with Karen Miller, Aurifil Artisan Master Educator, and Aurifil Program Coordinator. So you actually can scan and go in and do, it looks like, education classes with her. So, very nice. That's what's in that box, subscription box. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, more cheat sheets here on everything. So it gives you, like this is the 12 weight cotton. It tells you the ply, how many colors, tells you what needle, what bobbin size, or if it's hand embroidery, what size needle to use. All of that in one place. You can just whip this out and be like, now what what needle am I supposed to use with this? What bobbin size thread with this? They've got it all right here. So they really did a good job for different learning styles, for sure. Okay, here is the question for you guys in chat. Where is Aurifil based? What city in Italy? Anybody know? Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess? What city in Italy is this thread based? They specialize in 100% cotton is another thing. So they don't make poly thread. So if you need to use poly thread, you know, I use Wonderfil when I use poly thread, or you could use other brands, but they focus on 100% cotton threads from the Mako region of Egypt, specializing in that cotton is from there. All right, let's see what else we've got. Yeah, they did that for each one of these. So the 28 weight, it's telling you the methods to use with it, the colors, the needles, all of that. So that's what this book is about. Very nice. They've got the cones. The monofilament actually comes in the cones or in the smaller ones. I didn't know that. Yeah, so this is what I'll be using in my serger and my long arm. All right, that's in there. Okay, let's see what else is in here. So we've got these threads. This is the special Aurifil Artisan pack. So here's what's in here. We've got 12 spools. So there are 4 50 weights in here, 3 40 weights, 2 12 weights, 2 28 weights, and 1 monofilament. So what they did was they gave us a nice sampling as artisans to try all of these out in our machines to be able to see. Google says Milan. Yeah, Google helps us, right? It is Milan. Hey, Eugenia. Eugenia's a thread master, and she's 3 days away from being finished her 1 month as a member. So Eugenia, shout out to you as a Threadmaster member. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so that's what they did. They gave us a variety as artisans to try these out in our machines and just kind of see how they look, how they feel in projects. And so I really look forward to using some of these, and I'll do some lives to say, okay, we're gonna put this thread in and here's how it works. So you're gonna get to see like raw and unedited Belle using some of these that I've never used before, and we'll just kind of learn together and see the look of some of these. I can tell you, I think the first one I'm probably going to do is the 28 weight in my Baby Lock Sashiko. It's going to be these two. I think what I'm going to try first. Okay, let's see what else is in the box. Oh, I have a feeling I know what this is. These are fabric scraps, and they send them, and I know what I'm going to use them for if they are. They are. And these are from different designers. I think they sell these. So if we look on their website, which we'll do in a little bit when I'm done with all this, we'll go and explore together. These are all scraps. And y'all know, do y'all know, can you guess what I'm gonna do with these at all? Anybody wanna guess? It has to do with rope. This will be perfect for that. And I get to decide what thread I'm gonna use. So I already know what project I'm gonna use for all of this. If you guessed rope bowl, so we all got some pretty scraps. I'll have to look and see what designers those are from. But I think they have these that you can get, like they sell them. These scraps come in this little bag. Okay, it looks like one more thing in the box. One more thing, and hopefully this is the swatch card. Yes, okay, you can get this on the website. Y'all look at the link there. It's pinned at the top here on chat. Oh, nice. Oh, it's okay. It lives in this little home, and here they are. This is really handy because if you're sewing something and you're like, rather than have to get up and go get all your spools of thread, you actually can just hold this like right up to, okay, let's do this. This is a beautiful Kelly green. This is that sateen, which you guys cannot get the true feel of this on the camera. There's a shine to it. It's like satin, but it's cotton. So if I wanted to be able to figure out what color thread, here's their greens, then we can just hold it up here and it would be number 2870 right there. It's a perfect match. This one is very nice. Well, this is handy to have. It's kind of like having the Pantone the swatch book, which that thing's like $2,000. It's really expensive, but look at all these threads. So these are all 270 colors. Oh, look at these. So this is the variegated. It's got all of the variegated ones on here. So there's how many variegated? 2 of the variegated. And then there's the legend as well on here. So very nice. Okay. So it came with this. I'm excited. All right, well that is what is in my box. Now let's go check out the website together. I'm gonna put all this back in there and kind of explore. One, I wanna show you, you can get a free pattern and I'm actually gonna alter it a little bit. I've already printed it out. I think you get it when you subscribe, if I remember correctly. Let's set this out of the way over here. It is this. It's called So Many Colors. It's a mini quilt. And now, this is foundation paper piecing, which I just can't do. My brain reverses stuff so badly that it's just, there's no joy. Belle has no joy with foundation paper piecing. Hey, Shelly. Oh, you made it. All right, awesome. And I think Valerie, is that your first name with Artisan Quilting? These are also my Threadmaster members. You guys hang tight because the first free Threadmaster live is going to be this Saturday for all 9 of you, right? And it's exclusively for you guys. So Threadmaster members get special treatment because they, you know, they contribute each month to the channel. So anyway, I'm glad you're here, Shelly, and I'm glad you're here, Valerie, if that's right. Okay, so this we're gonna look at on the website here, but this is foundation paper piecing, and I think this is darling, but I'm gonna do something a little different with this because Belle doesn't like foundation paper piecing, y'all. I mean, if you've done it, have y'all done foundation paper piecing? My brain just cannot wrap around it at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to come up with a quilt block that looks like these spools here. I think I'm gonna do a quilt block that looks like that, and I'm gonna piece it together somehow. Or I'll use my embroidery machine, and I'll use the embroidery machine to digitize an image of a thread, and then it'll have all the thread. This is literally like thread that looks like it's wrapped around the spool on here. So I think I'm gonna do that for a project, which will be really, really fun. I think it actually might be fun to do that. I mean, I can't do it with all 270 colors, but I can tell you I saw the quilts at Aurifil when I visited in Chicago, their warehouse there. They have a quilt that hangs. It's massive. Bradley held it up. I think I have a picture of him somewhere holding up the massive quilt with all 270 colors as these little spools. It was really fascinating. It was really, really pretty. And I don't know what maker made that, but it was really neat. So anyway, this is the pattern you can get if you like foundation paper piecing, but I'm gonna alter this. I don't know, I'm either gonna come up with a design, these, and do it by piecing, and I might do them like straight across, or I may digitize an image of a thread and do it on my embroidery machine. Maybe I'll do both, I don't know. Yeah, Valerie, you don't like foundation paper piecing either? Yeah, I don't know, my brain just, I've tried a couple times. I even like joined a membership. My very good friend, Liza Taylor, she is like the queen of foundation paper piecing, and she has the most darling things. I even joined the monthly membership to learn how to do it. And You know, maybe if I spent more time, which I don't have a lot of extra for learning like lots and lots of new things, maybe I would get it if I kept practicing. But if you do like foundation paper piecing or you want to learn, shout out to my friend Liza Taylor of Liza Taylor Handmade. I'll have Quilt Husband drop the link, Liza Taylor Handmade. She is darling, she's sweet. She actually lives in New Zealand now. She used to live in Utah, and her husband and daughters moved over to New Zealand where her husband's family is. And she has, I think it's called, something piecers. Anyway, that's her website there. If you want to know more about foundation paper piecing and you want to learn, shout out to Liza. Okay, let's go. Let's go here to the browser and look at the Aurifil. There we go. The website. Okay, here we are. So one thing, y'all, free shipping on all orders. So Quilt Husband's got the link there for you if you end up seeing stuff that you like. So this is the new release. They have a pre-order for, it looks like the Advent calendar. I don't know what all's in there, but they've got that. That's a pre-order. And they even have payment options because this is, you know, a little pricey for some. Okay, here we go. Okay, here they are, y'all. These are the scrap bundles. So it's free spirit. So the bundle that I showed you guys here, those are free spirit scraps. So it's officially sold out. And I heard it was like a special, people like love it. So it's $48 for all the scraps. And I think you get the thread too. Let me see. They just started doing it this year. It's a new thing. And it has one big box of scraps, 7 small spools of thread, and the bundle pricing is based on the cost of the thread and the handling. No charge has been added for the scraps. So it's basically you're just paying for the thread and the shipping. And yeah, so that's something in there that you can be part of when they're not sold out. Okay, here we go. These are the subscriptions. So I think Yvonne asked about the Thread Labs 101. So here's what the boxes are. Thread Labs 101. So what do we have? We've got, this one sold out. This one has the swatch card, and it has, it looks like the box in it. Let's see what was in that. Let's see here. Oh, okay. It's a 6-part series that tells the story of Aurifil. So there's a lot of education in there, it looks like. They can be purchased separately. So here's what's in it. You've got an educator, Karen, that's going to teach you probably how to do all of this, is my guess. A 7-spool pack, a swatch book. So that swatch book I showed you that I got, and the reference card, and the storage case, and the postcard. So everything that I showed you guys, you would get. So I shouldn't say everything. These things listed here you would get, Yvonne, you asked. Not everything that you saw me pull out you would get, but some of those things it looks like. And then there's digital assets. So you get an exploratory session with Karen and a project review with her. And then it looks like a PDF pincushion pattern. So that's what this is. And the detailed instructions, the template, step-by-step. So there's the link, y'all, if this is up your alley with liking subscription projects and boxes. That one is sold out. Let's see what this one was. So these are called Thread Labs, and these are the subscription boxes. So this one had, what was in this one? Ooh, look at those jewel tone color threads. Those are beautiful. So this had 40 weight. Remember I said the green? Green is 40 weight, and then gray is 28 weight, which is kind of like 30 weight for other brands. And this is for applique. Stuff is really good for applique. So it tells you, you get a large spool, 5 small spools of the 40, and 8 of the 28 weight. And then again, classes with Karen and Poppies by Barbara. Oh, it's a project. Okay, let's see what the project is. Oh, so there's applique. So all of the thread will match with like a solid there. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's a poppy pillow. That's really pretty. Okay, so then here's another one, Thread Labs 1.4. Let's see what's in this one. So you've got some variegated. This is 12 weight wool. 12 weight wool. I think this is the 12 weight wool. You've got 80 weight, which is down here. And then this is 12 weight cotton. Yeah, that's probably the wool. It looks like it could be wool, and that's the cotton. And there's a project. Let's see what that is. Woo, look at those bright colors. So that's the project and the pattern that comes with it. All right. Okay, so that is what Thread Labs is. So these are the subscription boxes, y'all, that we're asking that you can do. I did not know that they had that. Okay, let's see what else we've got. New releases. So these are like new releases they have. Here is Aurifil Essentials. So I think these are probably all of the like holders and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a favorite. This one right here, Necessities by Aurifil. I have all of those. That is actually, I think I bought 2 of these several years ago. There's y'all's Dove Gray. Look at that one. There's the cone. This is like the popular color that goes with everything. There's your swatch book. So if you want just the swatch book on its own, it's $50. But if you get it part of those boxes, I think it's cheaper to do it as part of one of the subscription boxes because those boxes I think are only $59. More boxes. There's white. Yeah, so there's even a gift card too. Okay, so that's what we've got for the essentials. So then we've got color builders, Italian color builders, endangered species color builders. Ooh, those are probably bright colors, I bet. Yeah, for those of you that like jewel tones. This one is the whole bundle. Wow, $600. The whole bundle, 40 weight, full set, and patterns. That was from 2021. Look at all those beautiful colors, y'all. I like how they have the different range in the shades there. So there you go. Whoo, look at that one. So if you've got some favorite colors, there you go with that. Okay, then you can shop by thread weight. So if you're like, oh, I have a certain project, I want something for piecing. Here's for your piecing. 80 weight here, English paper piecing. This is excellent. This is your best choice for English paper piecing because the thread is thinner. Remember, the higher the number, the thinner the thread. This is their thinnest thread. And so if you do English paper piecing, really good for that. Here is the 40 weight here. So you've got serger, Baby Lock Sashiko. This is a little bit thicker. 28 weight, I also use this for my Sashiko, or like if you want your binding, your stitch on your machine binding or even hand binding to look bigger, this would be a good one. Same for 12 weight. I can use that in my machine too. You just need to use, some people use 40. Let me see what that card said. I think I've used 50 for my bobbin in that one. Let me see what it says. Here we go, 40 weight. It says 50 on the card. Yeah, 50 weight for your bobbin. Yeah, so you can shop that way, it looks like. There's a video tour to just basically watch how it's made in the factory there in Italy. Some people like to know the behind the scenes, which is kind of fun. Now, the newsletter. So down here is where you would join, y'all. You would join here, and that's where you get, I think this is how I got the free pattern of the little mini wall quilt, was when I subscribed. Free patterns, interviews, all of that, updates when there's new products. So, I mean, I have an email account specifically for newsletters. When I subscribe to things that I really want to subscribe to, I have a whole separate email that's not my personal email. Just a little tip for y'all. If you want to be able to, like, for example, me, I have email subscribers, and I really only try to send out one, no more than 2 emails a month, because I don't love to get tons of emails. But I opened up just a Gmail account strictly for when I subscribe to newsletters, because there are people I like to know, like, what's coming up, what's Aurifil doing. you know, what is Hobbs batting doing or whatever, and it will go to that. So just a little tip, if you want to keep your life separate from your personal, you may want to consider opening up one just for this kind of stuff. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Let's scroll up here to the top. Okay, there's another way to view it from that. And then I think there is a resource page, which I'm not seeing on here. Maybe it's down at the bottom. It may be at the bottom. Let's see if there's a resource page. I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. It may be on, okay, this is Shop Aurifil, y'all. Okay, here's the deal. This is where you shop. We need to go to their main page. So let's go to their main page. This is, you can't shop on this one. This is Ori World, okay? Ori World, this is where it shows. So these are the other artisans for this year. So there's our photo, there's me. These are all the artisans that were chosen, selected this year. And some are repeats. There's my friend Maud, the retro quilter. You can kind of learn their backstory. So that's on there. Or philosophy free patterns. Okay, let's see what we've got for free patterns. Okay, y'all, here it is. This is that quilt I was telling y'all that they have, and this is all 270 of the colors on a quilt. Isn't that fun? So let's see here. Guest patterns, there it is. There it is. This is the one right here you can download. It looks like there's 4 you could get, and I thought this one was really fun, so that's the one I got. Let's see what else we've got. We've got blog hops and sew-alongs. Let's see what that's all about. Those were ornaments. So these are blog articles. There's one from Pat Sloan on, I'm guessing, how to make these. Let's see. Let's just click and see. Yeah. Free pattern. Okay, that goes to Pat's website, or her blog. This goes to Pat's blog. So these are patterns you can get on designers' websites that are here. All right, that's good to know. Here's the resources. Okay, let's see. This is what's helpful, y'all. I think these might be digital downloads. So here's the product guide. Let's see if this is a digital download. Y'all, it is. Okay, you can get some of the stuff I've got for free, y'all. Let me show you. So I pulled this little booklet out, and this is what I showed you. You guys can get this. You can download a digital version. You won't get the print that I have, but here's what I was showing you. So go on there and download these. I'll have Quilt Husband drop the, he did. Did you drop the link for him?
To the resources page.
Okay, he just dropped the link for you, or he's gonna drop it for the resources page here, and y'all can download all these things I showed you. So that one, let me see the swatch book. Hey y'all, if you can't swing to buy the $50 swatch book, you could print these out. Now, I think you're gonna wanna print it out, is it CMYK? To make sure with your printer you're getting the exact color correctly.
It's never exact.
Yeah, it's never exact when you print these out, but it could help you. If you want to print these out, you could print these out. Look, you can cut them out, laminate them. I have a laminator. Poke the little hole, and you could make your own swatch booklet if you don't want to buy the one I showed you that physically came with it. So that's a great resource, y'all. There's a wool color card. So there's all the wool colors. You can print that out. Here's the thread reference card. So I showed y'all mine. Print this out. Just print it out, and you'll have it there as an option for you to understand, oh, these are what all the colors mean. This is how many ply. These are how many colors they have. Okay, so there you go. There's your resources under resources, and then they have a blog. So this was like when they introduced us, Thread Masters. So it looks like they've got a lot of good articles on there too. There's a field trip to the Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts. So if you like to just kind of read stuff, oh, you can see the artisan showcase of stuff that artisans made with the threads. Very nice. Okay, sustainability. So, you know, if that's something you're wondering about with that, they've actually partnered with Plastic Bank. It's a social enterprise headquartered in Canada, which aims to clean up plastic waste. Yeah, so it looks like they're really involved with that, which is nice. You can read more about that if that's something you're interested in with keeping the environment safe. Where to purchase. This will tell you where your local quilt shop is. So if you don't want to purchase online with the link I gave you, you can find your local quilt shop that carries. Most quilt shops carry Aurifil. I mean, they have them. So if you want to buy local there, if you can't get out or you don't live close to a quilt shop and you want to get it online, then there's the link there for you. So yeah, that is everything there on their website, y'all. This is kind of neat. You can look at the photos. For those of you that are really visual, you just click on the little slide there and see what's there. Yeah, here we are. So Chicago, this is Milan, and then where's this one? It's the UK. There's one in the UK too. And you can subscribe to the mailing list down at the bottom, and you can follow on them on social media if you want as well. All right. Okay. I am frozen, so let me figure out. It doesn't show a disconnect, so Quilt Husband's gonna have to do it. Normally he's like, oh, there's a disconnect and a connect, but there we go. Okay. I haven't had to do it enough times. But ultimately, when it happens, I'm supposed to be able to like fix those things myself. So if he's ever not in here. Okay, what questions do you guys have? Any questions about anything I showed you? Do you want to see anything else again of what was in the box? If not, I'm going to move on to show y'all some satin kind of fabric that's really cotton, that's like satin, because I did not know about this until I got with Bentertex and just recently found this out. Okay, here's what we've got. These are the colors I ordered, and they have a small selection. I put the link for you in the description box. They are called Superior Silky Solids, all right? And these are the colors. Now, you can't see the shine. Maybe you can. Let me try to do this with the light and see. You might can see a little bit of it. Now, you can't order this online, but you can see all the colors they have, and then you probably could get on Etsy if you need to do it online. If your local quilt shop doesn't carry this, this is kind of special. But these are the colors I bought. This Kelly green, this navy, or they sent me, I didn't buy them. The gold, there's like a beige taupe, and then an ivory. So these are the colors I got. I'm actually going to use these three colors right here to make a Friendship Blooms tote bag for my OBGYN nurse. So y'all, I have to go back in for some minor surgery in 2 weeks. Yeah, so I had a hysterectomy this fall and it all went well. But when I went in, I had to go in recently for a checkup because something wasn't quite right. And sure enough, something's not quite right. Something didn't heal properly. So I'm gonna have to go in on the 26th, and they gotta put me under anesthesia again. It's supposed to be a super fast little surgery procedure, but I'm gonna have to recover for like 10 days, which is not fun. So anyway, my nurse, let me tell you this. She is the best nurse. She has my cell number and she gave me hers. And so she texts, like if something happens, I'm having weird symptoms or whatever, I can text her. She's been able to call me like in medicine that I've needed, like on a Friday. I mean, she just is, I've never had a nurse. Like I would not give out my personal cell number if I was a nurse. I would have people contact me all the time, but you know, a lot of women that see Dr. Fuller go into labor and all of that. I mean, she's just amazing. So anyway, she loves green. She loves green. So I'm gonna make her a Friendship Blooms tote bag. So the green is gonna be the front and back of the tote. I'm going to do a really pretty white flower like a daisy. This is kind of an off-white ivory. And then the yellow center for it. And I'm going to use some of my new thread. You know, let's see actually what would look. I think maybe, let's see if that Sashiko thread they gave me might go really good with this. Let's look and see. Anyway, long story short, yeah, that might work. This one is the variegated. The blue definitely won't work. The teal doesn't match, but that variegated might work. But that's 50 weight, so I think I might use this. That would be really pretty on that green, the baby lock stitches, or the Sashiko stitches, so I may use this actually. I'm gonna leave this out. Anyway, let me tell you about this fabric. I'm getting off a little bit, but I wanted to tell you what I'm gonna be making with it. So these are the colors I picked. They also have like a red. Thanks, Shelly, for the recovery well wishes. I thought this was all over, right? But I only have to spend about 10 days. It just means I won't be able to go to my weights class. So, and you know, some lifting, and there's a few other things I'll have to be careful for, but it has to be fixed. It has to be fixed. So anyway, y'all probably won't see me on the live for about a week, depending on how I'm feeling. We'll play it by ear. Okay, so this stuff is called Superior Silky Cotton. So it has the drape of satin, but the durability of cotton. And I thought, you know what, actually, I think I'm probably gonna make a tie out of this one for my dad or quilt husband. We'll see. This may be a little too bright for him, but I think it would make a beautiful tie. It's like it's silk, y'all. And it's a cotton sateen, and it's basically has an elegant high-end feel. So stay tuned to see what my project, the tote, how that turns out, the friendship blooms for my OBGYN nurse. Since she likes the green, we're gonna use that. So I wanted to tell you about these. I have 2 yards of each of these colors to experiment with. So that's a little bit about fabric. Okay, the last thing to talk about today is the free journal cover pattern and class for my Threadmaster members. So there's 9 of you. Some of you may not be, some of you are with me today. There's a few of you that are missing. You'll probably watch the recording. On this Saturday at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, the video is only for Threadmaster members, so the rest of the general subscribers won't be able to participate in it because it's special for y'all, right? You pay $5.99 a month to support my channel, and so there's special things you'll get from time to time on that. And I love this. I think it's something that you guys will really enjoy. I've made so many of these as gifts, and I love them. You can use scraps. You can use, I embroidered this on my embroidery machine because I was at a Master Gardener conference this last weekend, learning all things flowers. Particularly because I get my inspiration for like my watercolor and all for my fabric collections. So I made a special notebook, and this has got the Baby Lock Sashiko stitches. So the orange thread, that's the Baby Lock Sashiko stitches there. And then I used my Juki DX 4000 for the decorative stitch around it. This is an orphan block. This was a cathedral window orphan block that I made, and I put that, excuse me, on here on this one. So I have a lot of different samples, excuse me, that you can use charm squares, you can use orphan blocks, you can just do improv, and they're really fun, they're easy to make. They have the little, you can slide stuff in here like this. And there's the link, Quilt has been dropped in there for you guys that are Threadmaster members. So you can hit the bell. So if you click on it and hit the bell, it will tell you, hey, Belle's getting ready to go live with this class. So in that, we'll drop the link to the pattern that normally people pay for. It's on my website. And then I'm gonna make one. We're just gonna make it together, so you'll have all of that tutorial, and we'll do it together on Saturday, okay? For those of you that showed up later, I've mailed your Threadmaster stickers as of today. If you emailed me your email address for your sewing machine tattoo that says Thread Laugh with Belle. If you're watching the recording and you've not emailed me your mailing address, please do so, and I send new members their welcome sticker. So you guys join me Saturday. If you are a Threadmaster member or you want to, feel free to join now, and you'll have access to that as well as other things too, like my fabric collection, I'll be able to start showing peaks of that, I believe, in August. So you guys will get to see that first in August. And then I get to start working with it to make the samples for Quilt Market. So I'm waiting for my sample fabric to come in. And then it's gonna be gangbusters with sew-in samples for Quilt Market. All right, okay. All right, yeah, I'll show you when I get it done, Shelly, when I get the tote done. I usually do show you guys stuff that I finish. I'll show you what I'm working on right now. Yeah, it's funny, Janice, I call it my quilt journal cover pattern because when I named it, I was like, these are baby quilts that cover your journal. So it's like a quilt on top of a journal. And we quilt them, so they are quilted, but my thought process was behind it was these are like baby quilts and we cover our journals with them so they can look really pretty. But they are fun to make. They are really fun to make and super easy to make too. So Belle got out her serger for the first time in like 3.5 years. Got it working the other day. I think it was on, maybe it was Saturday night when I got back from Esther Gardner. And I'm gonna make some PJ pants, y'all. Okay, so if you know, I've attempted to make a quilt coat. I had to take it all apart. I'm gonna have to cut it down because it was like 3 sizes too big. And I was like, when I was coming home from Esther Gardner, I stopped at, where's my pattern? I stopped at a new to me quilt shop in Little Rock, and it's called Stitch and Post. And went in, and it was lovely. The shop was very lovely. And they teach garment sewing classes. And you know, with my new fabric coming out, I want to be able to make some things sometimes, right, to wear. I need to know what I'm doing. So I was like, what's a good pattern for me to start with? And I have several beginner patterns sitting here, y'all, of what I want to make, but I need to start really simple. So I'm making, let me turn the overhead on, PJ bottoms. Making PJ bottoms out of a knit. It's got some stretch to it. And it basically, you cut out the front is one piece and the back is one piece. And then you have an elastic waist, okay? I don't think I can mess this up. So far, we'll see. But this is the fabric I'm gonna use, and I've already cut out my pieces. So these are the pieces here. So here's the front and the back, and it's got little bitty hearts, little subtle hearts on it. So I've got those cut out. So I just need to find the time to finish it, but I'm gonna do that. So Belle is gonna be doing that. But also I bought this serger to serge the edge of my quilts before I put binding on. It actually makes it a lot easier. And it makes everything lay really, really flat. And if you've looked at any of my tutorials, I do glue. I do glue-based to actually glue down my binding before I stitch it down because it makes everything flat. Well, using a serger is even better. As long as you make sure that it's a little less than 1/4 of an inch where it doesn't show through onto the quilt, you wanna make sure that's covered up with your binding. So I was like, you know what? If I leave this out, I'm gonna use it more. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's its new home. Because I don't use this little pressing station. This is my Eleanor sewing cabinet. And I don't use this pressing station because I use my big one over there. So this is the new home for the serger. They say if you have things out, you'll probably use it more. I wish I had room out here for my baby lock, or for my featherweight. I have an actual featherweight vintage table that the featherweight fits down in. I got it on Facebook Market. Oh goodness, probably what, when I first started quilting. And it was in horrible shape, so I sanded it down, completely refurbished it, and I actually take that with me when we go camping, and I set it up outside the tent, and I drop my baby lock, or my featherweight down in it, and actually have like surface area. So I wish I had time. If I had it up, I would use it more, but it's like when something's boxed up, it's like I don't use it as much. So I think the serger's gonna get more use, and I'll look forward to trying the serger thread. Remember, it's called 43. It's 3-ply. I'll have to get some more of these actually, and I'll be using this for things I do with cotton anyway. Okay, y'all. Well, I think that is about the end to our Thread Life with Belle today. I want to say thank you all for joining me. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell for alerts when I go live. We do all kinds of things together. I do unboxings. You'll get to see me try something for the first time. I'll teach you things I've learned to share those things with you. There'll be exclusive videos and classes for those of you that are Threadmaster members. So anyway, make sure you hit the bell, make sure you subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. I do mail you a welcome sticker that comes in a handwritten note from Belle to welcome you when you become a Threadmaster. So shout out for those of you that are Threadmaster members. I'll see you guys on Saturday. And for the rest of you, I may do a live on Friday. I haven't decided yet. There's something kind of that I have going on and a deadline, and if I can get that done in time, I'll be back on Friday. Otherwise, I'll be here Saturday, and then you'll see me again next week. All right, thank you for your support, y'all. You have a fabulous Tuesday. I hope it's sunny and you're not having any bad weather today where you are. And thank you again for being a subscriber. And until next time, quilty friends, make lovely things, okay? Bye, y'all.